Hear
Good
me all
evening.
right?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
You sound about as good as I feel. Good evening and welcome to the CASAA update for the week of 2/29/2016. What's new and exciting this week, Alex?
Well, I'm sick, which is
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah. But it's been like, what has it been, 2 or 3 weeks since I've been able to
Yeah, it's
come
been
on with you. And
2 weeks. Yeah. Last week I was horribly sick, and this week somehow you got it, and I was nowhere near you. On me.
no, I'm pretty sure my wife brought it from Canada. So I'm just going to blame it on her and whoever she was hanging out with before flying to Las Vegas.
Okay.
But I'm good. My parents live out here, so I'm in good hands.
Good.
Um, so yeah, I guess I can get right to the action.
Okay.
Kind of some, I guess I hate to use the term breaking news, but some good news. That's always a good way to start things. Um,
Nice.
Utah's Tobacco 21 law, HB 157, I believe, failed in committee.
Yes.
So that one is down. I'm sure.
Yay.
Um, I don't. I guess that kind of makes it. Utah is pretty quick this year.
Yeah.
But people are pretty set on trying to get these Tobacco 21 laws passed, so it wouldn't be totally surprising to see somebody try to reinsert the language somewhere down the line. But for now, that bill has failed.
Yay.
Um, and now we can focus our efforts on the two tax bills in Utah, which would enact an 86% excise tax on vapor products. Yeah. So we'll be updating that stuff this week as soon as I start feeling better.
Okay.
Um, um, let's see, what else did we get today? I didn't get around to getting a call to action out for this. There was an amendment in Indiana that would have amended um, HB 1386.
Hmm.
There was sort of a whole, but there's like half a dozen or more amendments to this bill, and Amendment 3 would have removed some of the security requirements, and I believe it had a lot to do with the security that manufacturers are required to prove that they have in Indiana.
Okay. Hmm.
This is part of the 1482 from last year,
Yeah.
that was so horrible and is threatening to shut down the entire industry in Indiana.
Yeah.
But this amendment would have changed that security requirement, opened it up to more security firms, as I understand it, and actually given them time to become compliant. Because as it stands right now, there is only one security firm in Indiana that is compliant with this law. Um, so yeah, it basically it's the same language from Georgia. So essentially this 1482 or 1432 from last year
Hmm.
um, creates this artificial monopoly in Indiana, and so people were working there to at least push back the implementation date of this
Hmm.
law to give people more opportunity to become compliant. Obviously, there's also this lawsuit that's happening. So Indiana's kind of a mess right now, and I apologize. I was not. I started getting sick, yesterday, which is when I got the notice that this Indiana thing was happening. Um, so apparently, this Indiana amendment failed, um, and yeah, it's a mess. So I apologize for not having more details on that, but we'll update as things move along. What else do we have? It's good. Um, I really just have to update a bunch of stuff. I would like to mention West Virginia. Anybody who's been paying attention to our group, paying attention to social media for CASAA, you've probably seen Delegate Larry Faircloth
Hmm.
from West Virginia.
Yeah.
He's from the West Virginia House, and he is adamantly opposed to the tax bill in West Virginia, and he actually took steps to produce his own petition which I think was sort of open to everybody all over the world.
Mhm.
So I hope that he gathered thousands of signatures and was able to lay that on the desk of the House Speaker,
True.
to show just how many people are engaged in this issue. Um, but the tax bill, as far as I know, is still a thing. Um, and But maybe less so now. There were some other advocates that were in town, in Charleston, West Virginia, to work with lawmakers and educate them about these products and why these taxes are horrible. And so, again, I apologize for not having the most up-to-date information, but I will be working on that over the next few days while I'm sort of stranded here being sick. um, yeah, and then there's other stuff. Hawaii is obviously something that we're paying attention to. Um, there is the tax bill in Hawaii, which I believe was recommended to be 80% wholesale
Yeah.
tax.
Hmm.
So that finally got a number. Um, and I'm still a little unclear. There was someone else that had talked to me about this tax bill, and they had mentioned 150%. So
Oh my God.
I don't want to put that out there as an official number, but just to kind of give you an idea of, this is sort of a confusing bit of the
Issue.
process. And there are more than one tax bill in Hawaii.
Okay.
I will say anybody in Hawaii who's looking for up to the minute information, check in with Hawaii Vapors United
Hmm.
on Facebook. I know that someone there has been posting rather diligently about all of the bills in Hawaii. And the
Yeah.
same thing happened last year. Hawaii introduces a dozen or more bills, or in this case, a whole bunch of them carried over from last year,
Right.
and they move around quite a bit. It actually makes it very difficult to track. So it's always much appreciated when we have someone on the ground who is paying very close attention to this.
Hmm.
Um, and again, I would recommend checking out Hawaii Vapors United on Facebook. And then, other than that, we actually did some relatively fun stuff the past 2 weeks. Um, we were able to go to Phoenix, Arizona, and attend Vape the Sun, which was an expo to benefit um, Vape A Vet. I don't have any numbers about how much money was raised or anything like that, but I will tell you that I had some good conversations with people that stopped by the CASAA table.
Hmm.
Uh, NotBlowingSmoke unveiled the No More Casualties campaign, um, which if you haven't checked that out yet, I highly recommend it. I believe there's an effort to get some billboards up. Um,
Nice.
Hopefully, when I get home or when I have some time in the next
Hmm.
3 weeks, possibly, I am going to be looking into a billboard in my neighborhood. Yeah, it was a good time. An excellent event. A lot of people also share that thought. Special thanks to Will Cohen for putting that together and inviting us out to hang out and spread the word.
Yeah.
Um, and then this past weekend, we did Vape Fest in Las Vegas.
Hmm.
That's put on by National Vapors Club,
Hmm.
and it was actually pretty lightly attended, but those are things that, for us anyway, it gives us the opportunity to have some actual conversations with people and
Hmm.
make some good connections. We also had an advocacy panel with myself. Julie was up there. Cynthia from Safata,
Hmm.
Stefan Didak was on there, and Cheryl Richter from National Vapors Club.
Hmm.
So those are always a good opportunity for business owners and consumers to ask questions and get some thoughtful information out of the advocates like us who don't seem to be able to do anything but this.
Right.
um, but yeah, it was a good event. I've never been to the Flamingo before, so that was interesting. Um,
So you had fun. It's good.
yeah, it was a good time. But now I'm sick, so everything is sort of tainted
Terrible.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should probably go lay down, take some Tamiflu or something.
That I got some prescriptions filled, so that's the next step. And yeah, I was actually going to do a Periscope for this, but I don't think anybody wants to see me looking all sick. So I'm going to postpone that until next week, and hopefully, we'll get just one more avenue to, get our podcasts out there.
Awesome.
And yeah, so if you're not on Periscope, I don't know anything about Periscope. This will be my first time using it, but um, yeah, I guess I'm signed in with my Twitter account. So if you want to follow the CASAA podcasts live on the interwebs, find me on Periscope and tune in, I guess.
And you get to see Alex.
Yeah, in my
Yay.
my office that looks like a bomb has been dropped on it.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with legislative. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex, for everything you do for us, and feel better. I feel your pain.
Thanks.
Go lie down. Thank you.
I'm gonna try.
All right. See you next week.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.